My boss had a saying, we don't clock dedication. So for 8 months, I clocked it for him. Every unpaid minute. Mine and 5 coworkers. Then I mailed the whole thing to the one place his charm couldn't reach. I worked at a branch of a national retail chain. You'd know the name. Our branch ran on hourly staff. And our branch ran on Rick. Rick was the kind of manager head office loved from a distance. Best numbers in the region, lowest labor costs. A handshake like a campaign trail. You had to work for him to learn where those numbers came from. They came from us. Off the clock. It started small, the way these things do. Clock out, then finish the closing checklist. 10 minutes, who's counting? Then it was staying for deliveries that ran late, after our shifts had officially ended. Then it was Rick's favorite move. The schedule said 8 hours, the work took 10, and the timesheet system, which only Rick could approve, somehow always agreed with the schedule instead of reality.
If you pushed back, you weren't fired. Nothing that clean. Your hours just got worse. Your Saturdays multiplied. Rick never raised his voice. He'd just smile and say the line, "We don't clock dedication here." And before you ask, yes, there was an HR office. It shared a wall with Rick's office. The HR rep golfed with him on Sundays. Complaining there was like reporting a fox to its den mate. The day it stopped being something I tolerated was a Tuesday in February. Tanya, single mom, 2 kids, the hardest worker on that floor, covered 3 closing shifts in 1 week because Rick was short-staffed. When her paycheck came, the extra hours weren't on it. She asked Rick about it in the back office. I was restocking nearby. I heard him say, gently, like he was doing her a favor, "I can't pay for hours I didn't schedule. Next time, work smarter." She came out of that office and went straight back to her register because she couldn't afford to do anything else. That was the part that got me, not the theft. The fact that he built a machine where the people he stole from had to keep smiling at customers while he did it. I went home that night and opened a spreadsheet. I never confronted Rick. I never made a speech. I just started writing things down. Badge in and badge out times. The security system kept them, even when the timesheets lied. Register closeout reports, timestamp to the minute. Rick's group texts. Need everyone for reset tonight. Won't take long. Sent at 9:42 p.m. Photos of the posted schedule next to what we actually worked. 8 months. 6 employees. 1,900 unpaid hours. Give or take the minutes. Then Rick overreached, the way they always do. He announced mandatory Sunday team resets. Unpaid, of course. Optional, he said, the way breathing is optional. He put it in a text to the group, in writing. Thank you, Rick. Here's what Rick forgot. Our branch wasn't a kingdom. It was a franchise of a corporation with a legal department, an ethics hotline, and a very expensive allergy to wage theft lawsuits. Rick's charm worked on people. Corporate compliance is not people. I put together a packet. The spreadsheet, the badge exports, the register reports, the texts, especially the Sunday one. No editorial, no adjectives, no name calling. Numbers, timestamps, screenshots. I submitted it through the parent company's ethics portal and sent a paper copy by certified mail, because paper has a way of being taken seriously. 3 weeks of silence. Then, on a Monday morning, 2 auditors arrived for what was announced as a routine regional review. They didn't look routine. They interviewed every employee separately, with the door closed and Rick on the far side of it. For the first time in years, People got to answer questions about that branch without Rick's smile in the room. The math did the talking. 6 employees received back paychecks with interest. Tanya's was the largest. She cried in the parking lot, and I will never tell anyone that I saw.
Rick was walked out on a Tuesday, pursuing other opportunities, the email said. The new manager's first act was switching the timesheet system so edits require district sign-off, and the time clock now locks the moment your badge does. The machine Rick built was dismantled by the company he built it to impress. My name never came up. It didn't need to. I wasn't the case. I was just the clerk who filed it.
Here's what I learned standing in that stockroom. You don't beat a charming man with charm. You beat him with arithmetic. Charm fades in a room he isn't in, but a spreadsheet says the same thing to everyone. Every time, forever.
If you felt that ending was deserved, there's a new story of quiet justice here every Tuesday and Friday. Subscribe so you never miss the comeuppance. And tell me in the comments, how long would you have kept that spreadsheet before sending it?